Welcome everyone to a kind of creepy mini. This is just a really cool video I wanted to discuss with Matt. This is an older video, and you saw what it was titled and had no idea what it was. So this is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you've probably seen some of these clips. I'm gonna give you a quick backstory, and then we're gonna play a video for you. So in 2011, a user who goes by Ivan0135 starts uploading a series of video. I say series, but there's really not that many series of videos onto YouTube that they claim shows an honest to God like UFO and alien footage, right?
Okay.
They say it shows a crash site, a captured entity that some people say is EB1, EBE1, so EB1, who was
UB40,
later nicknamed
different.
Yeah, but EB1.
Yeah.
They later gave him the nickname of Skinny Bob, which has kind of caught on. So if you ever want to look it up, you want to look up Skinny Bob. They say that these videos come from 7 different film reels that were filmed between 1942 and 1969. They state that the film that you're about to see is not from any movie, not from any TV show, not from any game.
Okay.
This has garnered a lot of skepticism, but a couple of things that people have said, supposedly it has been analyzed and it's consistent, they say, with early stock film. Professionals have said nothing would suggest this is CGI. They said if it is faked, it would mean that it would have to be an actual working costume. That costume would have to allow for articulation as well as face movement, so it wouldn't be cheap. Special effects artist has looked over it and stated CG technology. Remember, this is uploaded in 2011. CG technology at the time of production would have required a level of expertise of someone with a high level of experience and knowledge. And a few experts estimate that to produce these effects, it would have cost upwards to $250,000 in 2011. This was also prior to all the AI craze, and in 2011, home CGI wasn't what it is today. So again, that means it would all have to be practical, meaning several people would have to be involved. Let's go ahead and watch the video. Again, these are small clips taken from 7 different reels of actual film. And Matt, we're going to get your thoughts, and then I'm going to give you a little more information.
Okay, I'm already seeing stuff that's redacted, so
here's your UFO there. And we're going to see more.
Kind of blimp-like currently.
Yeah, you'll see more, though.
Okay.
That won't be quite as blimpy. There you go.
All right.
And now we're going to go to a crash site. There will be some words that come up, too.
What I've determined is that, like, aliens just don't know how to fly. They crash a lot.
Well, some people speculate that this is actually Roswell footage.
I mean, that's possible.
They supposedly recovered 2 bodies that were dead, one that was injured.
Okay.
It's telling me which tape that came from, how long that was,
how to
and
drive.
So this is Skinny Bob.
Okay.
And he'll interact with people. Apparently, he was alive for years. Could not communicate vocally, but they did eventually learn to communicate using photos and things along those lines. If you see the fingers, the way they look, the way they move, you're going to see eye and face movement.
Okay.
And now you're going to read a little bit more here. And basically, there's this last bit is going to be talking about a treaty that they had made. And per said treaty, they weren't supposed to be filming or anything. And they broke that treaty. And they actually filmed for a few seconds. And I guess that caused them to have to redo some of the treaty stuff.
That text is up real fast.
That's my fault. I cut some stuff out.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So now you'll see multiples.
Treaty was revised. Sure. Okay.
All right. So that's pretty much the whole video.
Okay.
So here's a few things. Like I said, some guys who are experts in CGI and stuff have looked over this, have said CGI at the time, it would have been a big production. You couldn't have probably done this at home, and it would have cost upwards to $250,000, which means it would have had to have likely been practical. There are 4 videos up on the site. It's at Ivan0135 on YouTube. We'll put it on the screen.
Okay.
You can go watch all 4. You pretty much saw most of them right there. No one has ever stepped forward to take credit. The account only has 4 videos, all of them 13 years ago, and a couple are pretty much just giving details. In other words, 2 of the videos don't really have any footage. It's just giving some details. No one's receiving financial compensation or fame from these videos in any way, shape, or form. So we don't really know what the overall point of faking it would be. They did post a single video stating that they would not release the source of the material, but that they would not reference any organization operating currently. But there has been speculation that this was KGB footage that was leaked. To me, it looks really convincing. No one can prove that it's real, but no one has ever been able to prove that it was fake either. So I'm going to point out a few of my skepticisms and a few other things, and then I want to get your thoughts.
You want me to play the clip again?
We'll do that in a second. We do have one photo. Now, to kind of explain this photo, a gentleman took, and he has multiples, but he took a photo of a CGI created character, and he showed some certain filters on it next to a photo of Skinny Bob. So if you look at this photo, what you're going to see here, and what he kind of demonstrates, and he does it with Shrek and some other things too, you're going to see a lot cleaner lines around the CGI than you will on an actual photo. This is just to represent that when they're doing CGI, they're going to go through multiple passes and things to make it look right. So when you put certain noise filters or negative filters on, you're going to see a lot cleaner image on a CGI image than you will on a real life image. This was just a way that they were trying to demonstrate that this was not computer generated, which I don't think it was, even if it's fake.
Yeah.
So what I want to start with is pointing out a few of my skeptical bits. His eyebrow movement could be achieved with some animatronic stuff, and it does look a little animatronic-y when you look at it. And a couple of puppeteers and stuff have stated the same thing. While they don't think some of them have said they think it looks legit. They have stated that it could be a little animatronic looking at times.
Yeah.
So it could have been achieved with servos and things like that. But the person doing it would have to be really good at this stuff, and it would cost money to make this costume. It would not have been cheap. As for the UFO footage, it doesn't look like green screen of any kind to me. None of the usual glaring artifacts, jittery tape, stuff like that we'd see in it. However, the grain and stuff would hide some of that stuff. And a lot of people have said this looks almost too much like a filter put on a video, which I can see that.
Yeah. And that is actually my criticism. Is it looks like this right here.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
Than the UFO footage. Yeah.
That looks
almost
robotic.
Out. So this would have been filmed inside of a place, a lot better, cleaner, whereas the other footage would have been shot outside. And we're talking the 40s here.
Yeah.
40s through the 60s. But a lot of that footage would have been, but watch, it does look a little animatronic.
Yeah.
I'm curious. It's dark, so we can't see, does the eyelid go over the whole eye? It's hard to tell.
Yeah. It looks like it just goes down a little bit. Just kind of. And I don't know what this is supposed to be.
I don't know what it is. It's just part of the footage, so I left it in there. So the other thing is, and this is important, they wouldn't have had to create one. They would have had to create a total of 4. However, in the video, only one do we see hand and eye movement on. So I guess in theory, if they created these guys right here, they could just be stationary costumes, stationary heads, because they never blink or while we're looking at them.
Yeah.
So that could be the case too. Here's the only thing. This could almost definitely not have been, well, we know it could not have been done with one person. Multiple people would have had to have been there in the costumes, filming it, helping to create it, the whole thing. No one, not one person, whether it be 300 or 3, no one has ever stepped up. No one has ever said it was them. No one, there are speculations. Some people think it was this effects artist guy that's out there. There are speculations, but no one's ever taken any credit or any fame or made any money off of this whatsoever. So I'm gonna put it to you really quick. Like I said, to me, this looks real. I wouldn't stake my life on it being authentic, though. But I what I'll say is I think it has the potential to be real. But what do you think, having watched it for the first time?
So, having watched it for the first time, aspects of it look real, and then to me, the movement looks
A little like a
too
servo.
it looks too recent. I'll say that.
You know what I kind of click in my head when we watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the way their mouths move with the servos. It looks great,
Yeah.
but there is that kind of robotic twitch. And
Yeah. Like it holds up, but you're like, oh, it's got a little uncanny valley kind of situation.
Yes.
It's a little, and we keep coming back to this. It looks too good to be real in some spots. And I mean, they look identical to each other, like meaning if they're not the same costume, puppet, animatronic, whatever it may be,
That's a good point.
then they're of the same species, at least.
That's a good point. Almost like the heads all look almost identical, as if cast from the same mold.
Like a mold.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while I'm not saying it's fake, I'm saying I see how it could be.
I agree.
Is my thought. The treaty part kind of cracks me up that it was revised. I like that. We had to revise it because clearly we can't not break this treaty.
So the rumor, like I said, the rumor is that logo at the beginning was an early KGB logo, so they say, and that this was actually leaked KGB footage, and the guy Ivan. Right, and if there is some KGB stuff that I guess implies that there was a gentleman named Ivan, of course, working with them.
Yeah, there's lots of guys named Ivan.
UFO connections. So I don't know. There are a lot of theories.
And we're never going to find out. If it was the KGB, we're never going to find that out.
I don't know if we'll ever find out.
We'll find out, and then somebody just comes and, we're.
If it is in fact this, there is a guy that a lot of people try to link this to that does special effects stuff. And actually and he has been very outspoken about this video. He's gone back and forth, sometimes saying he thinks it's real, sometimes he's saying he doesn't. But he had actually created some alien statuettes and stuff before this video came out that look, some people say, a little too much, like even the outfits, that he had done this like diorama for somebody. But people are like, yeah, but they do, but they don't. It's just the generic. This is what we're told that grays look like.
Yeah.
So
it's just kind of like a generally accepted appearance of a gray, or skinny Bob, as we'll call him. So
and they say he was about 4 foot something tall. And apparently they say he lived for years. He couldn't eat certain things. They even talk. There's a whole thing out there about his digestive system, like
he exclusively ate astronaut ice cream.
Yes, all the time.
That'd be amazing.
And he really liked bomb pops for some reason.
Yeah.
They said he couldn't digest meat. He could eat most grains and pastas and some fruit, but not all fruits. They said he did not have, like, his heart and stomach or heart and lungs worked as almost one thing. They weren't two separate. He had intestines, or what looked like intestines, but he didn't have.
So that means that they dissected.
So the story
one
goes,
of them.
He was
hopefully the one that was crashed that died.
Very nice,
natural cause,
and never gave any trouble, and let them take blood and stuff, and X-rays, and then after he died, apparently, they dissected him.
Like, we got to get this thing up, find out what's going on.
This is one of those things where, again, like I said, I think it has the potential to be real. I'm not sure if I buy it. It'd be cool if it was. And then it's another thing is how much disinformation did they put out there to try to get you to not know what was really happening. So I don't know, man. I thought this was a fun one. It's been talked about since 2011. This is a highly debated topic, and I kind of wanted to.
Kind of surprised I've never seen that clip. So
yeah, he's pretty Skinny Bob's pretty fan. I hadn't seen all of that, actually. I'd only seen the one where he's interacting with the person, and that's one of the things they bring up. His fingers, the way they look and move, would have been difficult. However, someone has taken this is weird, a shot of Skinny Bob, and they've compared it right next to a size-by-size version of the oh God, I forgot the name of the movie. Mars Attacks Aliens, like one of the actual props. and they're the same, like their shoulders are in the same place, crotch in the same place, and their fingers look almost identical. Which is weird.
If you can find that,
I will put that up on the
put that right up there.
I will be able to find it. I was looking at it yesterday. I should have pulled it, but so anyway, that's Skinny Bob, guys. Check it out for yourself. Thanks all you guys for watching. Please watch the show proper and all of our mini clips we put out a few times a week, clips, and then we do a main show once a week that comes out every Thursday. Please make sure you're hitting subscribe. That helps out a ton, and we really are thankful for those of you who have hit subscribe, but been pretty happy with the show growth, but we could always do better, and we thank all of you guys. So please go down there, slap that subscribe button. We love the comments and we love the interaction, so please let us know your thoughts down there. Do you know about Skinny Bob? Do you think this stuff is legit? And if you don't, if you notice something, let us know what you caught, like what makes you think this is fake, because that's what we try to do here. Yeah. Matt, thanks for joining me for a few minutes, man. Appreciate it. It's always a good time. Guys, we'll be talking to you real soon this week, almost definitely. Yeah. And until we do, you guys know what to do.
Keep it creepy.
Keep it creepy.